I have recorded 8,214 videos. That's an average of 7 videos a day for the past 3 years. I can't confidently say that I loved making every single one of them because some days I was just like, I can't be bothered, I want to do something else. But I got up every single morning nonetheless and I recorded. I strongly believe that if you want something bad enough and if you stay consistent and disciplined, then you can achieve pretty much anything. Unless you want to meet the queen or something. Then you're a month late. I don't exactly know what I wanted, but I knew that every day when I got up and I ticked my thing off the list, I was like, okay, this is good. It felt good. And I felt like I was getting somewhere, I got somewhere, right? But then came the downfall. Dun dun dun. At one point, I was running 25 channels, 6 of which being Jake's, me being front and center. So videos before where I would spend hours perfecting, crafting them, they kind of became second thoughts because I was doing too many things at once. I was also terrible at giving up control. I felt like I could do everything better than anyone, so I was like, oh, I'm not. And then that led to me doing pretty much everything on all of the channels. I was overworking myself, which led to a burnout. You might have noticed this year that I kind of took a step back, lowered the amount of videos I was uploading, lowered the amount of channels I was making, lowered the quality of the videos that I was doing. That one not so much by choice, but in doing so, it allowed me to work on other areas of my life that for sure were neglected because, 16 hours a day, you don't have much time for anything else. But it gave me time to think. It seems to me that every single person requires some kind of routine. I've experienced both extremes, being the full 16 hours, just only do one thing, pure focus, which is great. But then I've also experienced the 0 hours, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing with my life, and also, that's great. But on one hand, the first one will lead you to burnout, the second one will lead you to, depression, that kind of thing. It's a pretty quick way to summarize, but hopefully you get the main idea, right? So, why is this the final video, Jake, huh? When people, especially in the YouTuber space, define a perfect video, they say things like amazing editing, perfect storytelling, high budget. I disagree. I have watched thousands of hours of video content. Sometimes I'm into, that high action, high production, amazing, fast-paced kind of videos. I'm like, whoa, this is actually pretty good. But sometimes I want to watch a guy mow grass for 45 minutes. Right? Does that mean one is better than the other? The perfect video to me is one that will leave someone wanting more or fulfilled after they've finished watching it. Like crack. Probably don't compare it to crack, actually. That's a pretty bad, yeah. For a video to be good, every single piece of it needs to be well made and it needs to be synergized together well. After my 8,215 videos, I feel like I understand pretty perfectly what makes a good video. And more importantly, I'm able to understand when someone is better at something than me or better suited at something than me. I absolutely love making videos, but you only have a certain amount of time in a day. I'm at a point where I think my time is going to be better allocated into something different. Something basically where I'm able to maximize energy, maximize creativity, and just maximize everything more. I still love the idea of progress and improvement, but to progress and to improve, you need to change. And change in itself is terrifying because you're like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing. This is scary. I'm changing. Oh, I don't like this because I don't know it. That kind of thing. If you follow me more in depth kind of thing, then you'll realize I stopped 2 of the other channels, pretty much all the other channels a while back because I couldn't give 100% into them. And because I couldn't give 100% into them, they were slowly getting worse and worse and gradually declining because I wasn't adapting, that kind of thing. And it's a good decision though, because I do think that some things should come to an end. Otherwise you kind of just you're milking them dry and it's it shouldn't be milked dry because it's kind of sad to see something. It's just weird. However, I do think that most things can be adapted and therefore shouldn't end. Like this channel, it's great because the content is pretty much infinite, the ideas are endless, and it's still enjoyed by a lot of people. But at the same time, I want to try something different, something more personal, something more me. Not that, But yeah, that being said, this channel is pretty much going to stay the exact same thing. So if you're only here for, funny, stupid people saying things, then you're golden. Don't worry. You might notice some very, very slight changes, but I don't even think you'll be able to like comment on them. You'll just be like, oh, something's changed? Wow, I didn't even notice. I promise. As for the videos that are more personal and I think will make your life 10 times better, I'm going to do a classic Jake move, and I'm going to put them on a new channel. So even if you're a tiny, tiny bit curious, you're like, oh, what's he doing now? Then I implore you to click this video, watch it, give it a tiny watch. It's only like a minute long, and then subscribe for 7 years of good luck. That's in the clause. I tried to change it, but that's what it is. So click it and I'll explain the rest in that video.